Hi, my name is Caitlin Bovee, and welcome to the Bovee Podcast, the Sisters Edition. Beside me is my talented sister, Ame Bovee, a powerhouse in the Pilates community, multiple studios, teacher trainer, her own brand of Pilates, and just an overall amazing person. If you have a chance to meet her, do it.
Thank you, Caitlin.
You're welcome.
This is my sister, Caitlin Bovee. She is an entrepreneur in Canada, a business leader, and I've just been so proud to watch you grow your Pilates brand and empire. And I'm just excited to see what you do next because if you get a chance to hang out with Caitlin, it would be good. And that's kind of why we did this podcast is we get to talk to each other all the time, share ideas, bounce things off of each other, feel that camaraderie, sisterhood.
Yeah.
And what if we launch that out into the world and you could join us in that?
Opened it up to other people. So you guys get to be our sister. Oh my gosh, listening to us.
I love it.
Yeah, maybe we'll edit a little bit of it when it's on the podcast versus what we do at home, right?
Yeah, right?
So
this is the Sisters Edition, slightly edited.
So what I want to ask you, Ame, because there's a question that I get asked a lot, is what brought you to Pilates? What started this? Because really, you're the reason I'm in the Pilates business, and you let's just go with that.
Yeah.
Tell me what brought you to Pilates.
I was already always into health and fitness, just naturally. And, you know, there's a few reasons why I've been inspired to be in this. One of the reasons is how you can transform someone's body mechanics through just a few magical words and the shifts that someone can have physically. But the deeper story, the more personal story, is one that affects me quite a bit. Growing up, I struggled a lot with depression and anxiety. And probably most people that know me don't actually even know how much, I'm actually going to cry a little bit sharing this with you.
Yeah.
They actually don't even know how much I struggled with it because I am very able to put on a good face when I'm out.
Yeah.
But my home life was bad. And so I'm thinking anywhere from about maybe 8 years on, I can think back to being 8 years old, 9 years old, I was already starting to have significant depression and anxiety issues. I did not know that that's what they were at the time.
Yeah.
And so I felt very lonely in that I didn't know that everyone didn't feel like that, right? Fast forward into my early 20s, I'm venturing out into the world trying to figure out where I fit in, how I fit in. And I bumped in, and the depression and anxiety was bad at that time too. And I bump into Pilates. And I start taking private lessons with my original teacher, Susan Greskovich.
Yeah.
And that was some of the best therapy of my whole life. It was the first time I started to get coping mechanisms for calming that anxiety side, for kind of pushing that depression away and moving through it. Joseph Pilates has a saying, one of my favorite quotes from Joseph Pilates, change happens through movement and movement heals.
That's really powerful, Ame.
Yeah.
So really you're telling me that you use movement and specifically Pilates because, right, Pilates has a way of connecting you into yourself to give you that comfort and that support.
It was the alignment. It was coming into the present moment, and it was the breath.
Right.
So actually I can remember my teacher teaching me breathing exercises.
Yeah.
By the way, I absolutely hated them. I hated them. They made me feel nauseous. They made me want to crawl out of my skin. I did not like the breathing exercises.
It's a common thing I hear.
It actually is common.
Yeah.
That's why I'm sharing it.
Right.
Because it might be you. You're like, I do not want to slow down to breathe. But I had enough common sense at the time to know that, okay, this is one of those things, it's uncomfortable, but that's good for me.
Yeah.
And through the breathing exercises and movement and just spending time in the present moment with the care of the teacher, that started to heal me, like Joseph Pilates said. There's very specific movements and sequences. And so it gave me the tools to help cope with the depression and anxiety And that's one of the reasons why I became a Pilates instructor myself, is if this can help me that much, I want to share that with others.
What I hear you saying, which I think is also really amazing and people might not understand if they don't do Pilates, is that the teacher and her words and how she cared for you in your session with the very specific words she used helped make you feel connected, caring, and make you connect with yourself.
Yeah, it can be challenging for Pilates to describe itself to people that haven't really experienced it on this level, because it looks like a series of movements on the mat that make your stomach flatter and your butt tighter and all that. And by the way, it absolutely does all those things.
Right.
However, there's stuff going on behind the scenes in the psychology that you don't even actually have to be focusing on that much. It is automatic. The mind and body are connected. And when your body is in more alignment, your mind's in more alignment. When your body is more in balance, your mind's more in balance. So they rub off on each other. So these sessions with my teacher, we weren't talking about any of my issues or what this or what that. But it was that just coming back to the purity of the movement and giving me skills to hone the tenacity or the focus of my mind that was really calming me down. Now, fast forward to today, and when I'm in teacher training, this topic comes up a lot. And that's one of the reasons why I am willing to share such a vulnerable, personal thing.
Thank you, Ame.
I think depression, anxiety issues are even more prevalent and problematic today. Social media is kind of disconnecting us from ourselves, from each other. We feel, when we went through the pandemic, we got more isolated from each other. We have social anxiety now. And we just feel like we're not, I don't know, we just don't know how we fit in. Is there something wrong? With so much angst, there's so much angst
that's
out
a good
there.
word, yeah.
And this can be a tool. So if you haven't tried it or you haven't tried, like I did do private lessons. So if you love Pilates in a group setting and it works for you, great. But maybe you want to try just 1 or 2 private lessons because they can be so much more customized to you. But this may not be your solution, but for me, it was transformative. It's why I've dedicated my entire life's legacy and career to helping other people through the healing powers of quality movement.
Right. And, to relate to that, I deal with a lot of clients who have they have anxiety, they have even pain, right? Chronic pain, that they need that reconnection with their body. And a really skilled Pilates instructor has tools and tips to help you move beyond that and connect so that you are not focused on what's wrong. You're focused on how right you are.
Yeah. I will tell one more story around
tell
this.
me. Yeah.
So about 2 years ago, I'm going through some hormonal shifts and I started just getting migraines all of a sudden. Yeah. So in the middle of the night, I have a absolutely horrible migraine, feel nauseous, feel the pain, I've lost vision, like all the migraine stuff. To cope through the pain of the migraine, I started doing little micro Pilates exercises. I was doing pelvic bowl.
Yeah.
I didn't think about it. I was just looking for something to get me through it. Yeah. And I just naturally went to that, of these just tiny little exercise that we teach you in Pilates that you do with the pelvis. And it settled me. It was amazing. So it was an aha moment for me again of how powerful these movements can be and how deep the tradition and the brilliance of Pilates can go.
Well, what I find amazing, right, is that we've been doing this for a long time.
Yeah.
But you can still have those moments where you get like that profound, like, oh my gosh,
this is
great.
Like
wow. I knew it was great, but now I really see how great it is. And I don't know if there's other careers or other paths that people have that on a regular basis where they're just like, it's like you're hit in the face with like how wonderful and brilliant this work is.
Yeah, somehow we can discover new things. And even though we've been doing it for so long.
Exactly. Yeah. Alme, thank you so much for sharing your story. Because I think, again, like what you said, it's very powerful for all of the people who are feeling anxious, depressed out there. And knowing that movement, and specifically Pilates movement with a well-trained teacher, can help them move past that and gain skills and tools to be able
Be
to
more empowered in their life.
be more empowered in their life and be able to move through their life
Not let it
with
hold
more
them
ease.
back. I mean, I've done everything with that going on the sideline, and very, very much free from a lot of that, and can't believe that I suffered so much
Amazing.
before finding this.
Amazing. Well, thank you for joining us on the Bovee Podcast Sisters Edition. If you want to learn more about us, our brands, and what we do, take a look at the link below or the comments.